Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of the Eshlemania TV vlogcast here on the Eshlemania TV YouTube channel. Last episode, you remember we were talking about some of the trends that we noticed at GIE, the robotic stuff, the battery-powered stuff, and I was questioning about the people that were down there, the manufacturers, I should say, that were down there, and showing off these products, and if they were actually going to have anything to get out there to the dealers this year. So we'll see how that goes. But at the end of the episode, I said about we made a one of those late night internet purchases, Amazon to be more specific, and what we purchased was an inflatable hot tub. So here's the backstory about how this all came about. We had this like wooden platform thing that was out there. It was kind of like a deck in the middle of nowhere in our lawn, and Miss Amaretto, she had been saying, she would just love to have some type of like a gazebo or something out there that we could put a picnic table under, when we're having a cookout and if the weather gets bad and everything. So I went and went to Home Depot and I bought one of those kits that they have, the metal posts and screen that goes around it and a composite roof. Didn't get the cloth roof because of the tree branches and all the other crap that we have flying through the air here when the wind picks up. And I wanted something that could possibly be used year round and would hold up to a little bit of snow and that kind of stuff. So anyway, get that all built, and everybody's enjoying that. They're all sitting around out there and enjoying that when we have some company over and stuff, and everybody loves it. And I'm like, well, this is cool and all, but the one thing I would like to have outside here is I'd like to have a hot tub. I'm in my 40s now, and the aches and pains are only getting stronger. The sore back, the sore knees, the elbows, shoulders, all that stuff. At the end of the day, you sit down and you can't hardly get back up because everything's just so stiff and sore and tight. And I'm like, man, I think a hot tub would probably help with that, just to help relax you and all. And I had seen in a video somewhere a year or two ago, probably, just a short clip of a guy jumping into an inflatable hot tub. And I said, maybe we could look into one of those inflatable hot tubs. I wonder if they're expensive. And I don't want anything permanent because I don't want to have to deal with it. We change stuff around here too often. I'd put one of them in somewhere, and within 4 months, we'd be like, well, why the hell did we put that in there? We got something else we need to do there now. And it'd be a nightmare to move it, and it's just too much to keep up with. I didn't want all the commitment that came with the hot tub. I wanted something simpler, easier, smaller, and I thought, well, maybe that's the ticket. So Miss Amaretto said, well, just go ahead and look into it. You never know until you look. So I Googled it, inflatable hot tub. First thing comes up, a couple options on Amazon. Click on that. I had no idea what I was getting into here. I had no clue. If you've never heard about inflatable hot tubs and you're amazed by that or surprised that they have them out there, if you Google that and you start looking into them, you're probably going to be like me and be even more amazed at all the different brands and all the different sizes and all the different models and colors and everything else that are available out there. Because on Amazon, there's a shit ton of them. I mean, just so many different ones. Yeah, they're basically, the majority of them are all the same. They have the round ones, square ones, and then more rectangular ones. But, different brands, different colors. The one we ended up getting the Coleman. We went with the old plain Jane green Coleman, simplest looking one. That one there, just that one itself, for like another $30, you could get a like a brownish orange colored one, and for I think it might have been another $200 or $300, you could get the same thing basically, but it was black on the outside. I was just blown away by this. And I'm looking through them like, well, I don't know, they all seem to be about the same, just different color, yeah, different brand name. So we settled for that plain Jane Coleman because that was about the cheapest one, and had a ton of reviews on it. And we looked through everything, read through everything, decided, yep, we're just gonna go with that one. Um, it's on Amazon there. It was like $400, which, yeah, $400 is still a decent amount of money. At least it is to me. So I'm like, this thing better be worth it. This better be everything that I'm expecting it to be. So between the time I ordered it and the time it arrived, I was reading up some more on it, and I'm hearing these people saying about how it's going to take a while for the water to heat up. It's great, they love it, it's awesome, but it takes forever for the water to heat up. And if you're planning on using it, you want to make sure it's plugged in and heating the water, because it could take several hours to heat the water up. And they're saying from 70 degrees up to the maximum of 104. It could take like 2 days. No exaggeration there. It could literally take 48 hours to go from about 70 degrees up to 104 degrees with the heater assembly that comes with it. And I'm like, oh crap. Hopefully that's just an exaggeration. Hopefully they're not all that way. Hopefully some of these people just got duds or something. Hopefully I don't get a dud. It arrived, and it's crazy. It comes in this box, and it's I want to say it's like a glorified air mattress, but it's not. It's much more heavy duty. It's got ribs in the sidewall. I mean, I'm probably like, well, I'm a good 230 to 240 pounds, and I can sit on the sidewall of this thing. That's how strong it is. I mean, don't let it fool you when I say it's an inflatable hot tub, because there is way more to them than what meets the eye and meets the description. So what you do is it's this inflatable hot tub. Ours is the round one, and it comes with this whole pump, heater, filter unit that just connects right to it. There's, I think, like 3 hoses. They're real short, and this thing basically sits right next to the inflatable hot tub, and those hoses just connect to it, and that's all there is. That's it. And then you have a cover for it that comes with it, and that's inflatable too. It's like an inflatable round raft, and then has this cover that stretches over it, so it's inflatable, so it floats on top of the water, and it can't sink down in. And it has the straps on there to strap it down to the side, so if you got cats or dogs or something, they can't fall in there. And it's a 2-action mechanism to be able to unclip the strap, so kids can't really mess with it that well, and pretty safe all around as far as that stuff goes. But anyway, getting back to the assembly with the pump, the heater, and filter system and all that in there, you hook that up, and it inflates the hot tub. And then you put a plug in there, and then you hook it up to be able to fill it with water and have the water filter through this whole assembly. And we had it blown up, and I didn't want to just go like, I mean, it's like a good 220 or so gallons of water that this thing holds. Yeah, it's like 75 inches round, 77, something like that. And, oh gosh, sidewall is probably a good 2 to 3 feet high, so it's going to hold a good bit of water. I don't want to go filling that all up in one shot. We're out in the country. We're working off of a well. So I set it all up, put the garden hose in there, run some water in it for a while, and then next morning run some water in it for a while. The evening, come home from work, run some water in there for a while. So I took my time filling it up over a couple days, and as it got up above the filter, I was running that, making sure everything was working okay. And then when I got it completely filled, put a chlorine tablet in the filter there, like they tell you in the instructions, and treated the water and everything to make sure it was all good. And I had it plugged in, and our water was like right around that 70-degree mark at the time. And I have it plugged in, and it's plugged in for like, oh gosh, a good 2 to 3 hours. And I think it might have went up about 2, maybe 4 degrees, if that, in that time. And I'm like, nope, this ain't gonna work. Because I want something that I can say, hey, you know what? I want to use the hot tub. I don't want to wait 3 days for it to get up to the optimal temperature. So that was a bit of a letdown. And reading through the manual, it tells you all this in there. It tells you flat out in the manual, if the water is at this temperature, this is how long you can expect it to take for it to heat it up. And I'm reading the reviews and stuff, and people are saying, yeah, you don't want to let it drop much below like 85, and even at 85, you can expect like 4 or 5 hours for it to get up to 104 degrees. And again, I'm like, nope, ain't gonna happen. We gotta have a better way to do this, or this thing is getting boxed back up and shipped back out. So, I stumbled upon this article somewhere that a guy had where he put a tankless hot water heater in line with the hoses coming from the hot tub into that pump heater mechanism that comes with the hot tub. And it was working, but he was having some issues because he was afraid that the water was going to be too hot for the pump to handle, and it was going to cause issues and stuff. And I thought, well, this is an option. This is something that could work. Apparently, it just needs a little bit of tweaking. And then I happened upon it. There it was. I saw a picture of a couple setups where there's a hose going up over the side of the hot tub, and another hose coming out of the hot tub and down over the side. And what they were doing was they were using a tankless hot water heater, and they were just sucking the water out of the hot tub, running through that tankless hot water heater, and back into the hot tub. And one of the ones I saw, the guy was using an electric pump, and he had the propane tankless hot water heater, and it was taking like no time at all for him to heat his water up. So I thought, that's what I need. That's it right there. So I started looking into this stuff. About another $50, I think, for a 12-volt pump. I went with 12-volt, not with electric. And I got a propane-powered tankless hot water heater. One of those ones that you use for camping, for like an outdoor shower. That's what it is, because it even comes with a shower head on it. And so what I did was, on my 12-volt pump, I put one of the big 12-volt plugs on there, like you would use in a cigarette lighter in a car. And we have that OKMA, or however you pronounce it, that OKMO power station that we showed you in a video a little while back that we use for a lot of stuff now, because it has the 12-volt ports on it. So I plugged that 12-volt water transfer pump right into there, and as soon as that thing kicks on and it sucks the water up out, and the water goes through that pump, and that little bit of pressurized water hits that tankless hot water heater shower unit, that thing kicks right on. It ignites right away, and it starts pushing that hot water back into the hot tub. And then I also plug the original heater filter pump assembly that came with the hot tub. I plug that into that power station, and I power it to run the filter. I don't use that assembly to heat the water at all anymore, because it's just going to draw so much power when I go to do that. You can run the filter on that assembly with or without the heater. So that's the cool thing, because if you're running that filter without the heater, it's hardly using any power. I think it's like maybe 650 watts. I think it was what it said in the manual. So on that power station, I can run this baby. I can run this setup for quite a long time before it runs that power station dead. And then you have the same part of that assembly that has the pump that's in there that used to pump up the actual hot tub. That's the pump you use for the jets in the hot tub as well. And the way that works is, on the bottom of the hot tub, there's a ring around there, and it just it just draws water, draws air in and pushes it out through that ring, through these holes in that ring in the bottom of the tub, and just shoots this air, creating the jets shooting straight up from the bottom of the hot tub. So even running that and the filter at the same time, still not much of a power draw on that power station compared to if I was trying to run that heater. And with that tankless hot water heater set up, I don't need that heater in that pump. That tankless hot water heater, I could have gone hog wild with it too, but I just went with one that was, about I want to say like 1.5 gallon per minute. They have ones that are like 4 or 5 gallons per minute, but we just went with that one. I think our pump is rated about 3 gallons per minute. So it does the job. I didn't need anything to just instantly take that 240 gallons of water or 220 gallons of water up to 104 degrees. This setup works perfect for us because if the water's about 72 degrees, which is where it was hanging at there for a couple weeks, we can turn everything on, and about an hour and a half later, it's at 104. Compared to if we were just using that heater assembly that came with the hot tub, 48 hours. 48 hours to do the same. And even that tankless hot water heater, we're running that on a 20-pound grill tank, and it's lasting for a long time. But yeah, it's amazing. Running that stuff off of that power station, not only does it make it just completely versatile, where we can just take this whole assembly, we can load it up in the bed of a pickup truck we want to do and drive around town, just showing off this inflatable hot tub, but it lasts so long. The power draw from all this stuff isn't all that much, as long as you're not running a heater. So if we have that power station charged up the whole way, and we plug this stuff in, we can run all of that stuff for hours and hours and hours. There's some times where we've got that whole setup on for, probably a good 4 or 5 hours a day, and you're talking like 3 or 4 days a week before it finally runs that power station dead. It's unbelievable. So we're loving it. And it doesn't have the jets shooting straight out the side like on a regular hot tub, for the, to give you those nice back massages and everything. But it doesn't do a bad job because you have those jets of water just shooting up from the bottom, and you sit there with your back against the side of the thing, and it's it just starts pounding that water around on your back. Oh my gosh, it's helped me sleep better a lot here in the past couple of weeks when I'd go out there and hop in that thing for about, 15, 20 minutes and then head to bed. Oh man, it was great. But yeah, that's one of those late night Amazon purchases that we made that at first I thought, oh my God, this is going to be a dud. And then it turned out to be just something that we're going to use all the time. But to be fair, we had to make a couple other purchases. We had to get that tankless hot water heater and that 12-volt pump and everything to be able to make that first purchase a good, reliable one that suited our needs. But the crazy thing is with this, so I have this inflatable hot tub, and I don't know anybody else that has one, right? And I thought, this is the coolest thing. After I get it all set up and everything, this is going to be just awesome. And I go out to the hardware store, and I'm getting some hose, and I'm getting some fittings to hook up my tankless hot water heater and my 12-volt pump. So I'm in the plumbing section, local hardware store, and I'm saying, hey, where do you got these at? And I need a fitting to go from this and this, and I need some of this hose. And they're saying, oh, so you need this. I'm like, no. It's got to fit on this. And I had my inline filter for the pump there. And they're like, well, what are you doing? And I said, well, I don't know if you've ever heard of these or not, but they make these inflatable hot tubs. And I bought one, and it just doesn't heat the water up fast enough for me. It's amazing every other way, except for it just doesn't heat the water up fast enough. So I'm going to use a tankless hot water heater, outdoor shower unit to heat the water up faster. And I'm going to use my 12-volt pump to pull the water out, run it through this heater, and then back in. And the guy looked at me, he's like, oh yeah, I got one of them. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, we have a swimming pool, but we never really have time for the swimming pool. Nobody hardly ever uses it. So he's like, yeah, we got one of the inflatable hot tubs. We use that thing all the time. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And just mentioning like, yeah, I got this project to go on. I bought this inflatable hot tub and I gotta do this and this and this. And I've met like 4 or 5 other people. Well, I shouldn't say met. I know like 4 or 5 other people now that I had no idea had these. And it's like this secret little underground inflatable hot tub cult out there that nobody talks about. Hey, what the hell? If you guys would have been talking about this before, I would have bought one of these things years ago. And man, I just couldn't believe it. So yeah, we're happy with this one. Kids love it. They love to go out there and flop around and swim around in it. And we love to just go out there and relax and just kind of wind down and loosen yourself up before you go to bed. That sucks when you go to bed. All your joints are stiff and sore and your back is aching, and then you lay down and just takes the slightest degree being off, with the way you're laying on your back or the way you're turned or twisted, just one little degree off, and it can screw up your entire day the next day. This has helped with that a good bit, I can say that. And we've had this thing for probably a month and a half, 2 months, and we have used it a good bit. It's awesome. I can't say enough good things about it, but again, without adding that propane hot water heater and without the 12-volt pump, to run all that stuff, I don't know if I'd like it as much. I wouldn't like the fact that it would have to be plugged in all the time. I wouldn't like the fact that it was using so much power, because I was reading some of these reviews and some of these people are like, yeah, it cost me an extra $120 in electricity a month, but I think it's worth it. Oh, whoa. No. Now, $120 is still a good bit of money to me. And if I have $120, I've got better stuff to spend it on than that. But yeah, now that we got that problem solved, yeah, this thing is awesome. I love the convenience of it. I love the fact that if we decide that this thing's in the way, we need more room out here in the yard or here by the deck, all right, drain it out, pack it up, put it away, or just move it somewhere else, or just move it to the other side of the yard. We could pack this thing up and take it camping with us if we wanted to. Everything, because now that we made it so we can run it off that power station, it's completely independent. It's standalone. Put this thing anywhere in the yard. Just take it on vacation with us, whatever. It's awesome. Just the whole convenience factor of it. And excuse me. And it's so much easier to maintain than a regular standard hot tub. And again, if it does start to leak or something, you can patch it. They actually send some material along, for a hole or a leak or anything like that, if you might have to patch it up. But I have no complaints whatsoever. I can't even tell you how awesome this thing is compared to. I had my hesitations about it. I thought, after I ordered, I'm like, God, this thing is gonna be an absolute dud. This thing is. There's no way it can be as good as what these people are making it out to be, and for the money we have invested into it, yeah, I'm saying, when it comes to the electric bill, $120, yeah, $120 is still a good bit of money to me. I'll be honest with you, the hot tub, when we bought it off of Amazon, $400. The tankless hot water heater shower unit was like, I don't know, maybe $150, and another $50 for the 12-volt pump. The wiring and stuff like that, the hoses and all that extra stuff, we picked that up at the local hardware store for maybe $20 for everything. So we've got like $600 wrapped up into this entire setup that, is minimal upkeep, minimal maintenance. We can move it wherever, we can take it wherever. Great investment. Definitely a great investment. We've got so much use out of it already. And, after talking to that guy at the hardware store and him saying about, yeah, we got this above ground pool and nobody ever uses it, we just don't have time for it, and it's so much maintenance and so much upkeep. That's why we bought this inflatable hot tub, because I got it right there, partially under the deck of the pool and all this stuff. And saying how much he loves it because they use it all the time because it's just more convenient, easier to take care of. And after that, I got to think, I have a lot of people around me, or friends, neighbors, whatever, that have swimming pools, and they love them things at first, and then they always complain about the upkeep, the maintenance, the money they got to spend on chemicals. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure we hit the jackpot on this one. I think we got this one right, and I think it's a good investment that the entire family is going to enjoy and get a lot of use out of for a good while to come. So, yep, that's the story there of our inflatable hot tub and our opinion about it. When I say our, mostly my opinion, but believe me, the rest of the family feels the same way. And, friends that come over and they see it, they think it's cool. Take the top off there and you turn it on, and the jets are blowing that water around, and they're pretty impressed, and especially if they come over there and they take the top off and they dip their hand in there, and it's around 100, 104 degrees, something like that. And then they're even more impressed because it's like, wow, it's all the comforts of a real, a real, what do I want to call it? A real stationary hot tub, that you would have to spend all that money on and, make all these accommodations for and everything. But it's just so convenient. It's so convenient. And I have a feeling there's going to be a couple of my buddies and other people that we know now that have seen it, that they're going to be looking into them. I don't know if they'll go all out and get one or not, but they're going to be looking into them for sure because they were very intrigued by this. So, yep, that was our late night purchase there. Love to hear from you guys about some of these purchases you made or big projects you had where you purchased the stuff like this. And maybe you're like me and just never went anywhere. Luckily for me, this one was one that pretty straightforward. Didn't take a whole lot, and we were able to actually see this one through from start to finish because we have a lot of these projects that we set out with the best of intentions. We buy a lot of material, we get started on them, and I'm just like, you know what? We don't have time for this. We do have time to finish it. Now it's to the point where everything has changed. Our schedules are busier. We're never going to use this. Let's just shift gears here and go with something more accommodating to what we got going on now. So luckily, as I keep saying, this one did not go that way. This one's one that actually, is going to get a lot of use out of it, it's really bizarre because we had the gazebo and now we have this. So it was two projects back to back that we were able to take care of and get them done in a timely manner before we just lost interest in them or before we decided, nope, let's change the plans here and go with something different instead. All right, so now moving on here from our inflatable hot tub story and our late night Amazon shopping. I always say when it comes to power equipment and stuff, I'm always saying go to your local dealer. Go to your local dealer. Go to your local dealer. Don't go to the big box stores. Don't go to the retail stores. And you might be saying, well, hey, you just bought an inflatable hot tub off of Amazon. Yeah. I don't have anywhere to buy one local. And that's what's happened with a lot of this stuff. A lot of our local stores are closing down or moving, or they're not open as many hours as they used to be because they don't have the help. But, this entire project, I don't have anybody, excuse me, sorry. There's nobody around me that sells an inflatable hot tub. There was nobody around me that sells the tankless portable hot water heater that we use now. There was one local hardware store which sold a 12-volt water transfer pump similar to the one we bought. But the reason why I didn't buy theirs was not because it was more money, but because it specifically said over and over and over again in the instructions, do not run chlorine through it. So obviously with this, we're running chlorine through it because we have to have that in the water. So yeah, that was 3 products right there that we bought off of Amazon because we couldn't find them anywhere local. And we went that route. But, getting back to my point here is the local stores, they're struggling so badly with finding help to be able to stay open. They're struggling to get product to put on the shelves, and a lot of them are scared to take that risk to bring in this extra stuff and this extra inventory because it's just tough times yet for them. If you're not open as many hours, people aren't going to be able to come in and shop as much. You're not going to have as much foot traffic to the store. You're not going to sell as much product. Um, I'm not quite sure why a lot more of them don't go with an online setup. At least have a website available for people to purchase from them through a website. If they can't be open as many hours, that's a good option. And I know a lot of people think that having a website is just going to cost you just millions of dollars, and it's going to be so hard to do, and it's going to be so time consuming. And to be honest with you, I was the exact same way. Exact same thoughts. I thought, you know what? I got way too much shit going on. I don't have time to. I don't have time to deal with the website too. I don't have time to put one together myself. I wouldn't even know where to begin, and I just don't have the money to keep paying somebody to keep monitoring it and make the changes, because there's a lot of people out there now that they have a company build the website for them, and every time they want something changed on it, they call that company up and say, "Hey, can you change our hours? Hey, we're going to be running a sale this day. Can you put that on the website?" And every time they do that, they get a big whopping bill in the mail, and they get charged for all this time that this company spent to do that, to make these changes to their website. And if that's what's holding you back, the fact that you think it's going to cost you a fortune, it's going to be so time consuming, and it's going to be so hard to do, I'm here to tell you it's not. I am a little bit better than the older a lot of the older generation when it comes with to computers and stuff, but I never took a computer class. I never took any class on any of that stuff. I created my own website, www.roboticmowerservices.com. I did that all myself from my kitchen table, not knowing anything about it. My point is that don't be afraid of that, because now there's so many other ways out there to go about this stuff. There's so many of these domains that you can go to, and you can build your own website in no time for a fraction of the cost it would be to have somebody else build it for you. But they have the templates available, so you're just going to click and drag pictures and type in whatever you want it to be there, and you're going to be able to start out slow. You're going to be able to start out at a crawl, learn how to walk, and then be able to run. And I'm telling you right now, that is going to be a good way to help keep your business going, to help bring in some extra revenue, make those extra sales. If you're struggling to keep your business open, if you're struggling to find the help, that's a good way around it there. You're not open as many hours. You still have to make as many sales because you got to pay the bills. And this is a way for you to not only reach the people in your immediate area and be able to sell more even while your store is not physically open, but you're also going to be able to reach people worldwide if you want. And, you're going to be able to reach people in the next city over, the next state over, the next country over. Just don't be intimidated by it. You put so much time and effort into building your business. You realize your dreams. You go into business for yourself. Things are going good. COVID comes along, and then we're paying people to stay at home. We're paying them more on unemployment than we can pay in wages if we have a small business. But don't let it get you down. There's plenty of other ways out there, and that's one of them. If you need any help with that, or any advice or any more information, hit us up. Eshlemania@gmail.com. Shoot me an email, just say, hey, this is the business I got. Can you give me a little bit more information about what you did? Like I said, go to the website, www.roboticmowerservices.com, and just check it out. And I can tell you that everything that we've done on there was it was so basic. It was the basic steps. and it was all using templates that they already had. And then as we started to fill stuff in, it's like, oh, well, hey, we can do this. Hey, all we got to do is click on this. And, they have support to help you out, and it's going to cost you way less than you would think that it would cost you if you're going through some kind of website design company or some kind of advertising agency or something like that. So it's worth the money. It's worth the time. It's worth looking into. It's definitely worth the investment. There's a lot of options out there for that stuff, and we're more than willing to share the information and share our experience to help you guys out, because we hate to see the small businesses struggling right now. I mean, we hate to see them struggle, period, but we definitely hate to see that right now with the way things are and with all the headaches we know you're running into with inventory and the product supplies and finding help to keep your business going. So just wanted to put that out there. I wasn't trying to plug our website there, but you go on there and we've got a lot of good feedback about that. And it might look really good if you're saying, wow, this is a really cool website. Thank you for that. But at the same time, I'm telling you that you're going to be able to do it yourself. You're going to be able to make one just like that, or maybe even better. And it's not as difficult as you would think. That's it. So that was our little public service announcement there about that kind of stuff. And I just wanted to kind of point out that, we were shopping on Amazon because we just don't have anything local anymore. There's so much stuff that we can't get local anymore. And, when you want to buy something or you need to buy something, what are you going to do? So the market's out there for all you guys, all you local guys. There's a market out there for all this stuff. You just have to find a new way to get it to the masses. And that's the way it's going to be starting to go, because of the fact that it's going to be so hard for you to be able to keep your doors open, just because you don't have the warm bodies to even put there behind the counter anymore. That was the thing. You would hire somebody, just stand at the counter, just ask, how can I help you? Just answer the phone and say, yep, we're open. Now you can't even get people to do that. Just a total lack of desire and effort from a lot of people to just leave their house and go to work anymore. Can't blame them. They keep saying, they're making more money to sit at home than they are to go to work. And you can't really blame the employers in all of the cases, because, a lot of these businesses have been hurting for quite a while now, and the money's just not there. Yeah, I get it. There are a bunch of them that could definitely afford to pay more, but, it's not that way for everybody. So, I'll tell you, the prices on stuff now, even if you are shopping local, oh my gosh, the price increases are just ridiculous right now on a lot of stuff. So if there's any projects that you have coming up, if you know ahead of time the materials you're going to need, do whatever you can to get out there and get them now, because prices are just going through the roof on everything. We have a lot of projects here, like I was saying, with this inflatable hot tub and a gazebo, wood screws, deck screws, boxes of them. They're jumping way up in price now. Lumber came back down, and we've been stocking up on that because we've got to do a bunch of projects around here that we need plywood for, and that we need 2x4s for. So we've been going out and we've been getting them while we can find them, and while the price is a little bit lower. I've been saying that for months now. Pretty much the entire year I've been saying that about power equipment, and I keep saying every episode, that's not any better. So if there's some power equipment you think you need, get out there and get it now while you can. Especially snowblowers. There's snowblowers available right now. I know for a fact the Ego 2-stage snowblowers, if you're looking for one of them, get it now, because once whoever you're getting it from sells out of them, they're not getting any more. All of them that they had made and produced for this winter have already been spoken for. I got that from a very, very reliable source that they're just not available. Between Lowe's, Ace Hardware, the independent Ego dealers, and a couple of other big retailers that started to carry the Ego products now, it didn't take long for those to all be just claimed by somebody. So, perfect example of something that if you're thinking about it, don't wait around. Don't expect some kind of special sale or promotion. Just be lucky if you can find it. Go get it. I think that's probably going to do it for this episode here. Rambled on long enough, and I don't want to get into a bunch of this other stuff that we got to talk about because I want to save that to where we have more time for it. So maybe next episode I'll get into it. But speaking of ego, I got a pretty good list of products that are coming out in 2022. I'm not allowed to talk about them yet, though. Maybe after this weekend I'll be able to, but you're gonna like quite a few of these, and some of them are pretty impressive. Some of them we don't know for sure when they'll be here in 2022. Some of them we've already put orders in for, so we definitely know that they're coming. It's just a matter of when. But yeah, we'll hopefully get into that here soon. I can't promise it'll be next episode, but within the next couple months. No, I'm sorry, not the next couple months. Within the next couple weeks, usually around the beginning of December is when they really start to allow that to get out there and they start promoting it. Hoping we get about a week or two ahead of that, and we can fill you guys in before everybody else starts talking about it and maybe giving you some wrong information. But yeah, we got that to talk about. There's a new model of automower coming here to North America that we're really excited about, and just a bunch of other stuff going on that we'll get into, and we'll just save that for another episode when we have more time to talk about it, because I rambled on too long about our glorious inflatable hot tub that we bought off of Amazon and chewed up a lot of time for this episode. So that's going to do it. As always, we love hearing from you guys. If you got any feedback you want to give us, if you got any questions, if you have any comments you want to make, you can leave them on the link here for this video. You can always send them to us in an email, eshlemaniatv@gmail.com. We love hearing it from you guys. We got some stuff we're going to be getting into here in the next couple of weeks too, where we're going to try to help out some of you small businesses out there, some of you smaller power equipment dealers and stuff that might be struggling right now. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah, we got some stuff going on for that we're gonna be working on with that. So you want to keep tuning in. You want to keep checking back. You want to keep listening, because you're not going to miss out on the opportunity that we're going to be giving people to help out their businesses and stuff. So best thing to do, subscribe to this channel. Click on that little icon over there right now. Subscribe on it. That way you're good to go. You get the alerts when any kind of new material gets posted on this channel or anything. As we keep saying, if you're into the robotic lawnmowers and that kind of stuff, check out Robotic Mower Services on YouTube. Check out that channel, subscribe to it. And again, go check out that website. Not so much for the parts, the technical support, the accessories, not stuff to do with automowers, but check it out. If you're a business owner and you don't have a website, check out our website, and I will gladly explain to you how easy it is to make a website like that, or even simpler, based on whatever business you have going on. So that's it for this episode. Subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll be talking to you soon.